Hey, Personal Finance. So this is how to do the purchase a home project. If you need some help, hopefully this video will help you. I'm just going to walk through the whole process of how we do this. So I went to Zillow.com and I searched for a house in this area because I'm feeling like I'm pretty settled, but maybe you want to search someplace different and exotic like Hawaii or who knows where, Tahiti. I don't know. You find what makes you happy, okay? Find a house that you're going to like that is under $800,000, which shouldn't be too hard. And so I copied a picture of this house and I brought it over here, put it in my About the House tab. There's my picture of it. I gave it a title. I linked the website that I was at here. So you can also do that by just hitting the edit button right here, and that will allow you to copy and paste the new link in there. The price of this home is $170,000. It's in Williamston on Meridian Road. It's got 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. It's got a nice yard. It's like a really cute house. It's got a lot of personality. I don't know if I'd want to keep everything exactly the same. It could use some updating, but it's a pretty good house. I think I would enjoy it. So you don't have to worry about the interest rate on Monday, but if you want to get into it, or Tuesday, I guess, but if you want to get into it, I'll show you how to do this. So you are going to go to bankrate.com. And you can put in the information about your house here, but I noticed that these actually don't change no matter what you put in there. So you're going to look at the APR right here, the annual percentage rate. And for a 30-year fixed, mortgage, which means that rate is not going to change, you're going to be locked in at about 3.4%. Okay, so let me come over here and I'm going to put that in here. 3.4%. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and look at my 15-year fixed rate, which is going to be about 2.9%. 2.9. Okay, so let's do some spreadsheets and some math about this. So if I was going to spread this out over 30 years, then I'm going to put cost of house is $170,000. My length of mortgage is 30 years. Annual interest rate is going to be 3.4%. My down payment is $10,000. So I need to find out the monthly payment. So after the $10,000 down payment, I owe $160,000 on the house. So to find the monthly payment, give me just a second and I will get that for you. So to find the monthly payment, I'm going to have to just monkey with it a little bit. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to just guess that maybe we'll try like $1,000. Okay, so I'm going to say equals B2 minus $1,000. Okay, and then this is going to be equals C2 times 1 plus the APR, which for 30 years is going to be 0.034 divided by 12. Okay, so you can see that that added a little bit on there. That's about what it should look like. Oh, that's weird. It autocorrects to just straight 3%. That's okay. I know it's 3.4. So now this one's going to just draw from that cell right there. And now that this has a formula in it, I can pull this all the way down. Forever to 360 months. Whoop, there it is. Okay. It looks funky right now, but that's okay because my other stuff is not in yet. I'm going to drag this down all the way. Whoop, too far. To right there. And I'm going to drag this down. To right there. Okay, so $1,000 a month is too much for this one because I paid it off like way too early. So I'm going to try a different number. I'm going to try 500. And you notice that that way bottom number there is also popping up here now because I added that in there. So 500. Oh, and then I do have to drag this down though. Swoop. Okay, so $500 is not enough yet. So it's going to be somewhere between $1,000 and $500. Let's try $800. And we'll drag that down. Okay, so it's getting closer. But that's the process for this. You just kind of mess around with the monthly payment until you figure out what it's going to be. So this is still negative, so it can be a little bit lower than that. Let's try 750. And I'll pull that down. Okay, so we're getting closer here. Let me figure this out, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the 15-year mortgage and the stuff to do. Okay, so I found out that my monthly payment for a 30-year mortgage with this house is going to be $708. And I know that that's correct because my last number here is negative, but it's less than my monthly payment. So I know that that is going to work out for me. So let me scroll down a little bit. So the total paid is going to be equals the monthly payment times the number of months that I paid the full amount, which is going to be 359 months, plus that final amount that I paid, which is going to be $436.50. 436.5. Okay, so my total amount paid here is $254,608.50. So the amount of interest that I paid equals the total amount paid minus the original amount that the house cost, which is $170,000. So I ended up paying $84,608 just in interest. So that's like almost, I mean, it's like half of the amount of the house just in interest to the bank over the course of 30 years. So now I'm going to come over and check out what happens when I do a 15-year mortgage and see what happens there. Okay, so now I have a 15-year mortgage, same cost of house, same down payment. So we're going to do $160,000 here. We're going to do that number minus the monthly payment, which again I'm going to have to guess at for a minute. So I'm going to start with $1,000 here too, because I know that I just think that might work out. Okay, so let's see. Equals C2 times 1 plus the APR, which is 0.029 divided by 12. Okay, so then that's going to equal D2. All right, and now I have a formula there, so I can pull this all the way down, and it's a lot shorter this time, like a lot shorter. 180 months. It's still a crazy amount of months, but it's not as long as 360 months. So here we go. Pulling that one down. And this one. Okay. So $1,000 a month isn't quite enough on this one. So let me make it a little bit more. Let me make it $1,200. All right, I'm going to play with this for a second and I'll tell you when I find my monthly payment. Actually, you know what? I'll do this one with you right now. So I bumped it up to $1,200 and oops. Okay, so that already was too much. So I know it's going to be between $1,000 and $1,200. So let me just figure that out real quick. Okay, so I found out my monthly payment would be $1,099 for this house. And so that is a bit more than 30-year mortgage, but let's find out what it ends up coming out to. So the total paid is going to equal the monthly payment times the last month that I paid the full amount, which is going to be 179 months, plus that final amount that I paid, which is going to be $109.72. 109.72. Okay, so I ended up paying $196,000 for this one. So that is a lot less interest. Let's find out. So how much interest did I pay is this amount minus $170,000. So I only paid $26,830 in interest this time. So now I want to compare how much did I save by doing the 15-year mortgage versus the 30-year mortgage. So to find that out, I'm going to do equals the amount of interest on the 30-year one, so equals that amount, minus the amount of interest on that one. So by doing a 15-year mortgage and paying a little bit more each month, like a couple $100 more each month, but still, I end up saving almost $60,000 in interest. So that $60,000, which is like a third of what the house originally cost, like is just going to the bank. I mean, really, like if you can buy a house with just cash, like do that, obviously. But yeah, if you have to choose, if you have to get financed by a bank, then pay it off as quickly as possible, because the longer that you hold on to that that credit, that loan, the more interest you're paying. Okay, that's the gist of this one. You got this.